everybody, not welcome to, because they're not here.
Well,
Thank you for watching episode number 9 of Teddybears and Tentacles podcast. My name is Quinn, and with me, as always, I have Skinny Rick.
yeah.
What's going on today, dude? Rocking the Ravenclaw beanie.
Yeah, dude, I got to represent.
Yeah.
I actually, the app came out, like the official one with like the test and stuff on it. Because it used to be that website, Pottermore.
Oh, yeah.
But now they got an app, and supposedly they made it even more accurate to what house you'd be in. And so I retook it just to make sure, and I got Ravenclaw again, dude.
Nice.
So I'm extra Ravenclaw.
They used to have a questionnaire on Facebook. You could do, a survey, and it would tell you. But I'm pretty sure that was just Cambridge Analytica, getting some data points on you.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, so this week has been pretty regular. We got a lot of work to do this week on different stuff, recording a bunch of different stuff. We got to edit a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long week. So we're doing this a little earlier in the week than we normally do, the recording, And so I would like to get into it pretty quickly. You had a pretty good week or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything fancy happen?
Yeah.
What? What was it?
I don't want to. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I did have a good week.
Okay. Cool. I had like I said, I had a pretty normal week last week. Hadn't been watching anything. Actually, I have, but we're going to talk about that a little later. Let's see, we'll be having on Thursday, by the time you hear this, it'll be Thursday of that week, Halloween night, we'll have a extra special episode of
Special Boy.
Yep, Teddybears and Tentacles coming out, so look for that, and let's go ahead and get into it, dude. So, first thing, I'm going to turn my phone off because it never fails that somebody calls me or something. Okay.
Dude, my hair is like so trying to curl right now. I'm not into it.
That's weird.
I want it to do a flat.
You're doing the mullet again?
Yeah. November 1st, I'll cut it back into a mullet.
Yeah.
But I got to have it long for my costume. For Halloween.
Oh, yeah. You're being Steve Harvington.
Yeah.
All right. So we will get right into it.
Sure.
So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about was, I guess we can start here. So there was a model found in a slab of concrete in Las Vegas. Look that up. Yeah. Like a female model.
Body found in Vegas desert by maybe model Esmeralda. Body of glamour.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, go ahead. Radar Online. I don't know about this place, but whatever.
It looks like they got ads for days.
Mad ads, dude. Scroll down. All right, the body of a glamour model was found encased in concrete in the Las Vegas. Jesus, dude. Block.
So many. Oh, maybe later.
It's just going to take you to something else.
Yeah, okay.
All right, the body of a glamour model was found encased in concrete in the Las Vegas desert 5 months after she went missing. Las Vegas Police Department revealed to Radar Online. Esmeralda Gonzalez, 24, a sex worker, was last seen by her neighbors in late May, roaming around her neighborhood in lingerie and heels, looking unstable. Her brother, who reported her missing, said she suffered from bipolar disorder and schizophrenia and had been off her medication for weeks. In her state of confusion, prosecutors believe Gonzalez stumbled into the home of Christopher Prestipino, 45, who lived about 530 feet from her house. Once there, a source told reporters that guy got her high on methamphetamine. She started acting bizarre, according to the source, and threatened to call the cops. on him. Shockingly, she woke up, at which point her kidnapper had reportedly injected her with poison. So, and he tied her to a bed post and strangled her. Man, they go through really the whole thing. Prestipino then called a friend to help and rented a U-Haul to dump Gonzalez's body in the desert, according to Las Vegas Review-Journal. At that point, he had already placed the body inside a wooden box and filled it with concrete. He took off 1 week of work to clean up his crime. Yeah, so...
All right. This is going to upset someone.
What is it?
But at least he was a little creative.
I don't know, dude.
Dude, like this is straight out of a movie.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah,
this
sure.
is like he thought through this.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think he thought through it, man, because it seems like he filled
a box with concrete.
Yeah, but she just kind of stumbled.
Oh, I mean, no, that part,
home, you know.
Yeah.
So it's.
But I just mean like
premeditated. I don't think so.
No. But I just mean like instead of just freaking out and being like, ugh, and just like dropping the body, like people do that crap, and they just leave people in ditches.
Oh,
it's like what?
Yeah, we're about to look some other stuff up here in a second.
That's wild though, dude.
This is pretty crazy. I think that whenever it comes to stuff like this, it's like you're in Vegas, you know, prostitution is a pretty like
Regularsville.
Yeah, pretty regular thing over there. And, you know, whenever you mix, I mean, you know, it's hard to know exactly what the neighborhood was like, where she was living,
sure,
where this guy was living, all that stuff. But so many different things can kind of come together to create situations like this.
So he killed her because she was going to call the cops on him?
Yeah, apparently. Scroll back up
weird,
a bit.
Dude. I don't know about all that.
Stop. Yeah, so he got her high on meth, and then she was probably just paranoid and threatened to call the cops. So there's no telling, really, man. There's no telling. Stuff like this is always kind of weird to talk about because it's like nobody will ever know exactly what happened, you know. So, but on this same kind of thing, like what you were talking about earlier, I want to say it was in Colorado. There was a woman's body found in a suitcase in a dumpster, and they have video footage of a guy rolling up in a car, opening his trunk and throwing her in there. If you want to look that up. Yeah.
Where am I going to find that? Just
woman's body found in suitcase and dumpster. I want to say it was in Colorado. Yeah, it was in Colorado. So go ahead and click. I don't really care. You can do the CBS Denver. Yeah. Okay, scroll down a bit. Stop. The guy's got that Tekashi 6ix9ine going on, dude. Face tats. So, Pueblo, Colorado, a woman whose body was found in a dumpster in Pueblo has been identified by the coroner. Police in southern Colorado City arrested Anthony Antonio Cuevas on Friday after they released video the day before showing a man believed to be him dumping a body that was in a suitcase into a dumpster. Let's see if we can find the video.
Here's a video.
No, none of that is.
Oh wait, this is playing
stuff, dude.
Oh, it's still just a photo. We're gonna have to go back. This right here.
Yeah, sure. Man, bro. Ads galore. Mute it.
Oh, yep.
Okay, so here we got this guy. We'll try and find this video and put it up, but this guy is getting out of his car. He opens a dumpster lid, reaches into his trunk, pulls out a suitcase, throws it in the dumpster, and closes the lid.
That's
And then,
crazy.
you know, what's kind of weird about stuff like this is that I was watching this thing before this guy got arrested, kind of like, I don't want to say real time, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. Like, it just happened. It didn't happen that long ago. And so they said that, you know, some people saw like blood in the dumpster or something like that. They were hesitant to call the cops at first because it's like Halloween time and thought maybe this was just like Halloween decorations kind of thing. But yeah, so whenever I was watching this, you know, they were posting on Facebook and stuff like that pictures of this woman's tattoos, trying to identify her through that. And I've actually seen that happen a couple different times within the last few years, them finding somebody dead and just straight up posting pictures of the dead person's tattoos to identify them.
That's weird. I mean, I feel like 90% of what, maybe more of what we talk about, my answer is just like, I don't know about that. But like, was this an accident, or did this guy just straight kill this woman and was like, well, now I gotta...
Well, we don't really know as of right now.
How did she die? Was she shot, stabbed? I mean, if there's
down.
blood...
Authorities were called at the scene around 9:30 a.m. Thursday after people had concerns about what they saw inside the dumpster. What they saw, they thought was skin. What they thought was blood. But being close to Halloween and stuff like that, you never know if it's real or not. 2 homicide suspects were taken into police Friday evening. Scroll down.
That looks like that's the end of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. It's weird, man. It seems like if you're gonna do a murder, then dumping a body in a public place like that is probably not the best. Probably not the best idea.
Is doing a burn not a better idea?
You still have to dispose of bones, yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's way less conspicuous than. Think about it, dude.
Than throwing it in a dumpster. Yeah,
If
I mean,
you go-
for sure,
if you go
like,
out- if you
people
go
are
out-
gonna be going to that dumpster.
If you go out to the middle of nowhere, camping,
Sure.
and you burn the body,
Yeah.
and then you bury the bones somewhere,
Yeah.
who's gonna find that? Like,
I don't know, man. It's probably not as easy as you make it as your.
well, because the only way that they're gonna find it, right, is if they somehow already have an idea of you or the vehicle or something. So like, you know, you gotta like disappear for that type of stuff. You gotta be a ghost, if that makes sense. Because there's like this guy got caught because they had cameras.
Yeah.
Like he pulled up, they got either the license plate or his face or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm not promoting going and killing someone.
I mean, it's on video.
But like,
straight up, yeah.
like
There's
if
no
you're
doubt. If you're gonna do it, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Don't, you know, especially like today's
or do
day
it
and
that
age.
way so that we
Yeah.
can find you.
You can pretty much, you know,
Just don't be surprised when you get
at
arrested.
least I live with the, you know, with the realization that, or not realization, but I live like I'm on camera all the time, you know, and that's the best way to do it. Like today's day and age, not like, I'm not trying to hide anything. You understand what I'm saying though?
No,
like,
yeah, it's like
you're pretty much, if you're near a
there's
building,
no
you can
privacy.
assume that you're on camera, you know?
Yeah.
So for this guy to attempt to pull something like this is a little, you know, at least do it like close to, you know, trash run day when the garbage trucks come and pick up all the stuff. Like, because it's, I mean, people are going to be going to the dumpster, you know, like there's no getting around that.
They didn't say anything about how old she was, who she was,
No,
like
they
how
haven't
she
said really
died.
anything. They haven't said. I mean, I guess you can look it up. Who was the woman whose body was found in the dumpster in Colorado?
Right now?
Yeah, sure. Okay, the woman whose body was found inside a suitcase in the dumpster in Pueblo last Thursday was identified Monday as Maria Cuevas Garcia, 58. So she was related to this guy.
Yeah. No, hold on.
His mother, because they have the same last name, so it would have to be his mom. Police arrested 36-year-old Anthony Cuevas for investigation on one first-degree murder, parole violation on Friday evening, as well as his wife, 36-year-old Melanie Ann Cuevas, who was brought to criminal on criminal impersonation warrant. Pueblo police said last week. Keep going down. I'm trying to find out what the relation was to this guy. Thursday, that a woman's body was found.
Yeah, it says the mother.
Okay, yeah.
The mother.
So
of
it was the
Anthony.
mother. Yeah.
Now hold on. You killed your mom and put her in a suitcase in a dumpster, dude.
Yep. Who knows, man? He was on. It says right. It said up there he was on parole, so he could have been doing something weird, similar to the girl who was found in the concrete. His mom could have caught him doing something. Said that she was going to call the cops or something like that. Whenever you're on parole, it doesn't take, depending on what it was for, violation of parole, send you back for a long, long time. So, you want to go to the next one?
Sure.
Okay.
Is this what I think? Because I heard something last night.
Tell me what you heard last night.
I heard something about Aryans.
Nope.
No.
No, but we can talk about that. But we're gonna stay on the track that we're on right now for a minute.
On the murder train.
Yeah. So type in 39 bodies found in truck in England. This happened, if I'm not mistaken, this morning. Look, just 39 bodies found in England. Scroll down past the video so that I could read. All right. The bodies of 39 people have been found in a lorry container in Essex. The vehicle, believed to be from Bulgaria, was found shortly before 1:40 BST. I'm not sure what that is. British Standard Time, maybe? Who knows? At Waterglade Industrial Park in Grays.
Bisexual transmission.
140 bisexual transmission. I don't know about all that. Everyone inside the container, 38 adults and one teenager, died, police said. The lorry driver.
They were alive.
Hang on, let's see. The lorry driver, a 25-year-old man from Northern Ireland, has been arrested on suspicion of murder. Police said the vehicle entered the UK via Holyhead, Angsley on Saturday. Deputy Chief Constable Pippa Mills, dude, what a name, said identifying the victims remained a number one priority, but was expected to be a lengthy process. The National Crime Agency sent its officers to assist and identify any organized crime groups who may have played a part. Scroll down. What happened? Horrendous conditions.
This sounds like they were doing a smuggle.
Yeah.
And then the driver just left them.
Yeah, let's see.
Like he just ditched
Horrendous conditions. He added with reports of increased security checks at Dover and Calais. It might be seen as an easier way to get in by going from over than head up to Dublin. Richard Burnett, chief executive of Road Haulage Association, said the container appeared to be a refrigerated unit where temperatures could get low as negative 25 degrees Celsius. He described conditions for anyone inside as absolutely horrendous. There's no indication of the nationality of human bodies found in the truck. It still doesn't say if they were trying to get in. Why were they doing this? Home Secretary shocked and saddened. I don't know. Can we just think for
unbelievable human
how many
tragedy.
migrants? Okay, yeah, it was immigrants.
Yeah,
it sounds like.
How many immigrants have died in transit?
Yeah, since 2014. So, 2014, an Afghan migrant was found dead at Tilbury Docks, Essex. He was in a shipping container with 34 Afghans who survived. 2 migrants were found dead in a wooden crate in a warehouse. And yeah, I mean,
Dude.
58 Chinese migrants were found suffocated to death in a lorry at Dover. So this seems to be a pretty common way that they transport people.
It also seems like they're slacking on their checking these refrigerated trucks.
Yeah, not very good. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad, first off, that this happened to begin with, but it's also sad that there was 39 people who, were trying to legally escape wherever it was that they were living in to get to another country. That's, the real tragedy, in my opinion. It's weird, man. It's super weird. So yeah, what were you saying about earlier about Aryans or whatever?
Aryans, the Pentagon released footage of those AAVs or whatever they are. It's like a UFO.
What'd you say, Aryans?
Aryans? Like aliens?
Oh, Aryans. Jesus, dude. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Look it up.
No, we don't have to do it. I thought that's where you were going.
No, look it up. See what it is.
Have you know about this, right?
What are we talking about?
The Pentagon released footage of UFOs.
Go ahead. Releases footage of UFOs.
That's not what they call them, though.
Yeah, AAVs. They call them a bunch of different stuff, actually. Pentagon
confirms existence of $22 million UFO program.
Yeah, this is old.
Where's the one that they just released?
It's not them. That's the Blink 182 guys thing.
What?
The lead singer of Blink 182
his
has
company?
a space.
Did he announce that already?
Thing. Yeah, I don't know if he. Look it up, dude. Look up Tom DeLonge, TomDeLounge. Aliens. Sure, why not?
Aliens?
Yeah, and here you go.
Partners with U.S. Army. U.S. Navy confirms.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't see anything that's worth even clicking on, dude. Go to this one. This is all to, go down.
This is like a cool website. This isn't.
Yeah, this is dumb.
Look, I'm not trying to say that there's aliens. I'm just saying it's weird, these AAVs that they keep seeing, that the Air Force keeps seeing.
Yeah, I agree.
Because so when you say UFO, people immediately think aliens, but it's just an unidentified flying object.
It could be anything. It could be something that another country, technology that another country developed. Really anything.
But there's a bunch of pilots who have been coming out talking about, we see these things. There's protocol for when you run into them.
Yeah.
It's we're at the point where it's a regular thing to see something that we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Because my thing is if it is another country, why are they over here?
I don't know.
In our airspace.
I mean, our government for sure isn't going to disclose, the majority of anything that they find out about that stuff to us. So, I don't know.
That stuff just intrigues me because it's we don't know what it is.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's something that I find interesting and all that. It's really oversaturated.
What was it?
People talking about it.
I forgot what it was. I saw something talking about there was this. I just thought it was funny, but it was some of the first broadcasting was during World War II with Nazi propaganda stuff.
Yeah.
And so if there were aliens, their first impression of us would be
Nazis
and war. And so that's, if they did exist, why would they ever come here?
Yeah. Well,
and I was like, oh shoot, that's kind of funny actually.
There was also a big scare, a long time ago before TV and all that stuff existed. There was like they read the book War of the Worlds over radio, and people thought that it was like actually happening and stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty weird. It's interesting how suggestible people are, and just how gullible people are in general.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that just because.
Well, what's next?
There's a lot of people talking about that stuff.
Oh.
So we can talk about. I want to talk about quantum teleportation. So.
Yeah, dude.
Across some of my social media or something like that, not that long ago. So it was sometime last week. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the exact article or the exact, thing anymore, or again, rather. And what it said basically was, some scientists had successfully teleported some particle. And so I clicked on it, and one of the things that this thing said was that we've been able to teleport small particles for decades, and it's like, what? That's not something that, is really out there as technology that we have or things that we figured out how to do.
I can tell you right now, I'm not trying to teleport ever.
Yeah, but I thought that it was super interesting because I didn't think that was, just didn't think it was a thing. So
now, if there was like void walking,
so
like in Apex,
click that one right there, August 23rd, 2019. I mean, it's basically the same thing, dude. Okay. Austrian and Chinese scientists have succeeded in teleporting three-dimensional quantum states for the first time. High-dimensional teleportation could play an important role in future quantum computers. Researchers from the Austrian Academy of Sciences and University of Vienna have experimentally demonstrated what was previously only a theoretical possibility. Together with quantum physics from the University of Science and Technology of China, they have succeeded in teleporting complex high-dimensional quantum states. Dude, that paragraph, you know what it says? The exact same thing the first paragraph said.
But with more
it has been known since the 1990s that multidimensional quantum teleportation is theoretically possible. However, first we had to design an experimental method for implementing high-dimensional teleportation, as well as to develop the necessary technology. Whew, this is so much quantum, dude. So, scroll down some. All right, just go back. I don't care about all of this nonsense, dude. This isn't...
Well, they did a teleport.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I mean, they teleported some particles from some... But from what I understand, it's more... Yeah. From what I understand, it's more of like actually copying something than it is it existing somewhere and then, transporting instantaneously to somewhere else.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is I'm not trying to be copy. I'm trying to
copy paste.
I'll void walk. I'll go into another dimension, walk 25 feet, and then come back to this one.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really into teleporting, but apparently it is a thing, and
or do I do some Stargate
click
action?
this one right here.
This one?
Yeah. So this is nature.com. I'm going to try and find something that's a little bit easier to...
That guy looks like he does quantum as well.
Easier to comprehend. Okay, so first object teleported to Earth orbit has been one of the most fantastical you'll see this year. The article was talking about reports by Chinese scientists that they had transmitted the quantum state of a photon on Earth to another photon on a satellite in low Earth orbit, some 1,400 kilometers away. That kind of transmission, first demonstrated in a laboratory 20 years ago, is known as quantum teleportation. It's a label that can mislead the unwary, as the BBC headline demonstrates. A write-up work in Discover reports that the scientists have successfully transmitted quantum entangled particles, only to clarify confusingly that it's unlike science fiction teleportation devices, nothing physical is being transported. So it's more or less the state of, I mean, that's what it says, the state, but it's more or less, you know, like what, like the, I mean, I don't, just a state of it, like the existence of it is teleported, not the actual object itself.
Mm-hmm.
So didn't someone once say that information is physical? Then scroll down. Okay. Well, nonetheless, they figured out how to copy the state of this thing and onto another proton somewhere else. So 1,400 miles away. So from here to space, you know. So it's pretty interesting.
It's a lot.
Technology's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. We're teleporting, dude. We're going to be Darth Vader before you know it. You know?
Dude, Elon Musk is already doing that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. So we only have a couple more things to cover. And so one of them that I wanted to talk about was, you know, I talk a lot about the news and how things are portrayed by different media platforms, especially on the different political sides, and how much it frustrates me personally. You know, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't trust any of those outlets anymore. I consume almost all of my news from private media people that either have their own platforms or YouTube channels or podcasts or whatever. It just seems like the news has been wrong about a lot of stuff recently.
Like that,
starting
like
with
that attack in Syria. That was also not in Syria.
That's exactly where we're going with this. So, you know, I want to say first that all of this kind of seemed to start coming out. The news started to be less credible whenever the, you know, almost 3-year-long Russian collusion investigation, you know, found nothing. Left media platforms pushed this thing super hardcore for 2 years, dude. And at the end of it, you know, they just didn't have anything. And so they kept saying over and over, you know, this thing's going to bring Trump down. They found something. They got to, you know, and it's crazy. First off, that any media would take the time to push something like that for that long and continue to talk about it when they don't even really know for sure what the hell's going on.
Correct.
You know, so that was where it kind of started for me. And so this thing with ABC that happened recently really blew my mind. And I hope that people are looking at this and realizing how uncredible these news sources are. And I don't care if they're left and I don't care if they're right. If you're a Fox News person, good for you. They're just as much opinionated and just as much liars as the other news company or the other media outlets. Like, that's what you have to understand. You can't sit there and say that they're unbiased whenever you got Hannity on there calling Joe Biden sleepy, creepy Uncle Joe. Like, it's just, and I'm not, you know, I'm not a right wing or a left wing guy. You know, I'm just tired of all this. I'm tired of this. You know, so what I hope y'all are realizing through this is that all of this thing is, that you're hearing from your media outlets is just BS. So, go ahead, click on. What are we doing?
I was just looking at it.
Pull up.
You want a different source?
Yeah.
We got this boy.
Scroll down.
We
The
got,
Snopes, is the Snopes one an article or is it just confirming it?
It's just confirming it.
Okay. We got to find something. Go down.
USA Today.
Dude, I would love to see an ABC one.
ABC News apologizes for video wrongly said.
Yeah. So this is what happened. ABC had a segment about the conflict that's going on in Syria right now between Turkey and the Kurds. And so they showed some footage that they claim to be in Syria, and it was actually in a firing range. Yeah, it's actually in a firing range in Kentucky. So we're gonna read this from ABC because I would like to hear how bullshit their thing is about themselves before we read it from somewhere else. ABC News is apologizing for airing a video that is said to depicted a Turkish attack on Kurds in Syria, but instead was taken at a military gun demonstration in Kentucky. The brief footage was aired on World News Tonight, Sunday, and Good Morning America on Monday. The network said that it appears to show the fury of the Turkish attack. ABC said it relied on an outside source that it would not identify the material. It gave no immediate explanation Tuesday for how it got through. The mistake was first noticed by conservative media, which has suggested ABC was trying to make President Trump look bad. Trump has been criticized for withdrawing U.S. troops from Syria, enabling Turkey to attack. ABC had no comment on the accusations. It's totally misleading, and it's, like I said, man, stuff like this should make it to where you can look at these media outlets and realize that it's just BS. It just is BS. And so if you haven't realized yet that all of the stuff that goes across your TV, all this social justice warrior stuff, which no one ever encounters in real life. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but what?
I did once.
Where?
In the mall.
What happened?
The
same. You're talking about the cologne thing?
Well, I mean, this lady just was like yelling at me because I didn't agree with her opinion, and it was like I literally was just like, okay, I don't. Basically, she was making all these accusations about Trump, and then I was like, okay, can you show me a source? I've got we could just look it up, just show me your source. And then she couldn't. And then she started yelling at me about how stupid I was because I didn't agree with, literally calling me dumb because I didn't agree with her. But at the same time, she wouldn't provide any actual information. So.
Yeah, but it's few and far between.
Oh, for sure. It's way over exaggerated.
To say nobody does is definitely wrong on my part. But from
out of my whole life, that was the one person I've ever had to
there's just not all of this rage out in the streets the media portrays it to be.
It doesn't do anyone any good, because what happens is the people who are that yell at right-wing conservatives or whatever, and then
it's both. It's on both sides.
And then their response is, wow, look at how dumb these left people are because they blah blah blah. And it's okay, maybe let's just do let's just be Americans and figure it out.
I've said it before, if you're one of the right-wing people that are constantly calling left-wing people crazy, go to 4chan, click on politically incorrect, and
there it is.
Yeah. See if you can read it for more than 10 minutes. Yeah. You can't do it. But that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Stuff like this, I feel like, for sure, if you are not questioning these media platforms' motives whenever they do stuff like this, and if you're still sitting around believing everything that they say, I don't care if you've been watching the person for 25 years, this is sketchy stuff.
A lot of these big news agencies are owned by big companies whose primary goal is to make money.
Yep.
And so whatever they can do to make money, like there's no, they're
Let
not.
me see the video. Can you pull the video up while you're talking?
They're not out there like, oh, we need to like bring people. Which one do you want? This all the same.
I don't care.
There's no like, we need to find out what's actually happening. It's, hey, what's going to get us the most? Like, how are we going to make money off of this?
Here's my thing, dude. If we have to pay for internet, do you know what I'm saying? We're already paying for internet. Why do we have to have all these ads?
Oh, geez, dude.
This is aggressive, dude.
Some big boy munitions right there.
Whoa, go back.
What?
Scroll back to the beginning. Pause it.
Pause it?
Make the loading bar go away.
I'm going to have to do this.
ISIS prisoners escape as death toll rises in attacks. If y'all don't know, Syria is, there's a lot of ISIS over there.
If I understand it correctly, while we had troops over there, we had a bunch of ISIS captured, and now Turkey is setting them free. Is that correct? That's why there's so much violence, because they're setting these prisoners free who are going out, and now there's war in the streets.
I don't know 100%. I mean,
I'm not there, but that's just from the stuff that I've been seeing is what's going on.
That I want to say that Syria is where the majority of ISIS is.
Yeah.
And so, it would make sense, but also that's just where they are.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
this is
this is pretty aggressive looking, dude.
They got them tracer.
Whoever
rounds.
did this, I mean, they did it, they did it pretty good.
What's a little interesting though is like, they're not necessarily shooting anything. They're just kind of shooting.
Exactly. And that's probably what made people look at it and go, what the hell is going on, dude? It's fireworks, basically.
Look at all those tracer rounds, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, there. That's a better. Yeah, see, look at that.
That's clearly a firing.
There's like a billion people just like,
range.
Look at all the phones.
Yeah, just chilling, dude. Amazing.
Dude, those are some.
Dude, this is like, they're like on the set
weapons.
of, the next Taken or something right now, it looks like.
Oh, I don't want this. Get this out of my face, dude.
So many ads,
Stop,
bro.
Stop.
It's not going to stop.
Stop.
It's made to keep going
Boom.
forever. Yeah, so it's pretty good, right? It's pretty. I mean, it's just.
Was it an accident?
Crazy.
That's what I don't understand. ABC talked about it like, oh, we accidentally lied.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because when you get into a big company, like a little bit of miscommunication can screw everything up. But at the same time, you posted a video someone recorded on their phone.
Well, at the same time, you're the news.
Yeah, it's like
you know what I'm
had
saying?
One job.
Yes, you are the news. Your job is to report on this stuff accurately. And that's it. That's your only job.
That's the only thing you're supposed to be doing.
So, yeah, whatever, man. All right.
It'd be like if we accidentally didn't do a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, we accidentally forgot to start recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't like. There's just nah.
It's. I don't know, man.
I wouldn't want to be working for any of these companies because there are for sure people out there who are wanting to like report on stuff.
I mean, I want to be clear about something though, for sure. Like, whenever I was, and this is what is very sad about this, this whole thing for me, is that whenever I decided that I wanted to be a producer, whenever you think of what are the two things that are like live that would be like, this is like, as a producer, this is what you want. It's big news.
Yeah, it's going to be
or
it's going to be
big sports like NFL, stuff like that. Those are the two. Those are really the two only things that happen on a regular basis that you would want to get that job. And for all of it to be on this level of just uncredible is, it's sad. It's sad to me, man. Like, that's not something that I want to be doing anymore to begin with. But at the same time, it's like, being in the broadcast industry, it's like, what are we doing?
We need some of that.
Like, who are we working for? Like, you either have to do something like this or work for one of those people. And it's all politically driven. It's all, it's too much, man. It's too much. So
we need some daily profit up in here, bro. We need that. Well, I don't know. That's what we need.
We need not any of this stuff that's going on. That's for sure. So, okay. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to talk about Epstein for a second. And so, I don't have anything that's too different or surprising or anything like that. I will say that
there's been a lot of there's been a lot more, I guess, young women coming out talking about being on that island.
Right. So Channel 4, or All 4, which is a British free news streaming platform, they did a investigative piece on Prince Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, which you cannot watch outside of the UK.
Which is why we went over there to
so
watch it.
I flew to the UK, watched this 45-minute thing.
Flew back.
I recorded it and flew back with it.
We grabbed some snacks too on the way.
Yeah, what's a British snack, dude? We had some hot tea,
crumpets,
and I had a
Is
crumpet.
That a word? I think that's a crumpet.
Yeah,
I think that's a snack. Not to be confused with Krampus.
Dude, you want to know the first time that I ever heard the word crumpet?
What?
The Great Mouse Detective. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
It's like this. Disney did like a mouse version of Sherlock Holmes.
Dude, yes.
The Great Mouse Detective, dude. They have crumpets, and they give the crumpets to Toby, who is a dog, and also to...
Yeah, I know that.
It's not Sherlock. Click that.
Oh, yeah,
Click the Wikipedia. I want to see...
Oh, hold up.
The names... Basil of Baker Street, dude. That was the freaking thing. To all
readers in the U.S.
And then you had Sir Radigan. Go down, dude. What are you doing?
They ask him for money, bro.
I don't care, dude. We're not giving him any. Yeah, Olivia Flaversham, which is she gets kidnapped.
Where are you seeing this?
Plot, dog.
Oh.
Anyway, Dawson. Yeah. Dawson and Toby, dude. The dog with Basil of Baker Street. We're gonna watch this.
I don't really remember anything about it, but I do remember it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. But yeah, so that's the deal.
Disney. But yeah, so anyways, crumpets and Epstein.
Yeah, so we had a crumpet. I recorded the thing. We flew back. Did both of us go, or I just went? We both went.
We both flew.
Yeah. So anyway, you can't get this thing over here.
Also, you can't get crumpets over here.
You could get a VPN and get it. You could fly to the UK like
Skinny.
One or both of us did. It was one or the other, and record it, and then come back with it. or I guess you could just hit me up and I'll send you a copy of the recording.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's just a lot more confirmation about Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein's relationship. There was a lot of information on Prince Andrew, a lot of video that I hadn't seen, a lot of pictures I hadn't seen.
There was a lot of scootily pooping going on that
island. And some interviews with some of the victims that I had not seen as well.
I think that was what the most interesting thing to me was, because I haven't really seen any interviews with the women who were on the island, and hearing them talk about it was, I mean, I don't know. We've talked about it some. Like, by no means am I trying to, like, I'm trying to think of how to word it. Like what Epstein did was terrible.
Yeah.
And he should never have done that. But at the same time, like, when these girls were asked, what happens if you would have said no? Their response was, well, then we wouldn't have been paid.
Yeah, that is what one of the girls said.
Well, then don't get
comply,
paid.
you don't work. And
it's like, I don't know.
We were talking about it some yesterday.
It's a tough situation.
Some of the stuff, like, we were talking about it, and you put yourself in a situation where, if you were an underage girl.
Very manipulative on Epstein.
Yeah, like 14, 15. You have some older lady come up, attractive lady like Ghislaine Maxwell, and say, hey, this nice guy that, I'm friends with, he pays girls a lot of money to give them massages. And so if that's something you're interested in, you can get
$2,000.
Let's say $2,000 for a massage. The girl goes over there, starts massaging him. He
does a
sexual. Yeah, a coerce. They have sex, and then if you put yourself in the mind frame of one of those young girls, somebody who gets a couple $1,000s as a 14, 15-year-old, it's like, that they're sitting there thinking like, like, it's a few $1,000s for massage. Like, what did I expect to happen? And the reason that I say that is because one of the things that they don't really ever use whenever talking about this situation is the word rape. They rarely use the word rape. It's all sexual assault.
Because it was very
underage.
Much like,
it wasn't consensual, but it was like
it was, but he manipulated them to get to that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't want to. It was just manipulative. I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say it was consensual. I don't want to say that.
I mean, if we're going by technical terms, but I'm not trying to say that that's what they wanted, because that's not at all what's going on. It's just, I don't know, dude. It's a tough situation because I don't want to discredit anything that these women are saying, because it is 100% Epstein's like deal. Like, he put them in that situation, and he's the one who did that. But like in the interview, when you sit there and your response is, well, then you don't work. It's like, well, then don't work.
Yeah,
like,
it's the same thing.
Go get a different job.
That lady, Virginia Roberts, one of the accusers, one of the things that she talks about, at one point she says that her, Epstein, Prince Andrew, and 8 girls who seem to be underage had an orgy, which is like, and then on a few minutes later, she's talking about how Epstein flew her out there. She, had to go on this date with Prince Andrew. He was dancing and sweaty and sweating on her, and she just made him feel dirty. It just seems like the situations that some of these girls put themselves in weren't really the best to begin with, and that's not really at all a narrative that I've heard coming from U.S. Media really at all. And this documentary that the UK did was not pushing that. They weren't pushing it. It's just something that if you pay attention to, these girls were, they got on the plane.
I mean, that's just what I'm saying is like at the end of the day, like they did make a choice to go.
And that's probably the reason that they're not getting any of this guy's, the ones that sued his estate aren't getting any of that money is because there's no.
But also, who was the girl? The one that was talking about she was 17 when that
was the girl I was talking about, Virginia Roberts.
She's the blonde one who like so she already had a history of being like abused as a child. And so she already has like basically already at that point she's been like it does something to you mentally.
Yeah.
And so like getting into that place, it was like a lot, I guess I don't want to say easier, but it was like basically it was like a lot easier for Epstein to manipulate her to that point because she had already been exposed to that type of assault. So it's like that's what sucks is it's like I don't know. I just feel like we need
I want to emphasize because this is not a conversation that we've had on here before. Like this is not at all, like we said, discrediting what happened to these ladies or what Epstein did. Epstein's a piece of garbage. He deserves what he got. He doesn't deserve to be dead. I think that he deserves to
be tried.
He deserved to be tried and sit in prison for the rest of his life. And, I
mean, there was a lot more that would have benefited a lot of these people had he not died and us be able to find out what was going on.
No doubt, man. Because we'll never know for sure. I've said it before. We'll never know for sure. Another thing that they, really highlighted, which a lot of U.S. media does not highlight, was his relationship with Trump. Mm-hmm. There was nothing saying that, like, implicating Trump in any of that stuff. Like I've said it before, I've only heard one attempted, really well thought out, like, Trump narrative within the thing, and it still wasn't a very good one.
Trump wound up kicking him out of one of his establishments, right?
Yeah, well, supposedly Trump's home was what did they say? It was a mile away from his home in West Palm Beach. It was
close to Epstein's house. But the footage that they showed of him and Trump together was really like, I don't know. Epstein just creeps me out.
Yeah, here's the thing, dude. Yeah, that one video, he looks super creepy in that one. He's a little bit younger. Here's the deal, though, dude. In that video, what was going on with Trump? 76 girls, all not girls,
not like underage.
76 women, all around him.
Yeah.
They show him like mouthing something, having a conversation with Epstein at one point at this party. He like points to this girl and he mouths, "She's hot." So it's like Trump then seemed to like not need that. To me, watching video of him back then, what he seemed like was a frat guy that never really got out of that stage of his life. I mean, you go watch him, like literally, he's got probably 6 or 7 girls around him at this party the whole time. They're dancing on him. He's like, and he just.
But even that's what I'm saying.
You see Epstein, dude. Did you see that one guy that was with Epstein in that video? That dude looked like he was 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck?
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I've been saying. That's what I mean is like if you're gonna do a sexual, do it regular. Like, is it a good thing that Trump had all those women around him? No. Like from my opinion, you don't need that. Was it way better than having underage women come to your island for a freaking orgy? Yeah. Definitely.
The dude was intelligence, man, whenever it comes down to it. Like, there's no getting around that's what he was at this point. There's some other stuff the
interesting thing was they let him into that party when he was all
wearing jeans and
like that I'd be wearing jeans.
Yeah.
They'd have to kick me out.
Yeah, but that wasn't a like you weren't invited to that party if you were a jeans wearing
which is why I
person.
wouldn't be there.
Yeah. Yeah, they mentioned at one
Also,
point
it's a party.
Yeah.
So also that's why I'm not there.
They mentioned at one point they have a picture of him at one of Trump's parties, and everybody's like dressed up in suits and tie and all this stuff, and
doing a rich.
Yeah. Epstein's in like a Hollister shirt and some jeans, and they were like, yeah, this is the kind of party that if you didn't have, come dressed up, like you weren't allowed in. So I don't know, dude. Trump, his Mar-a-Lago thing was apparently like a mile away from where Epstein lived. It's Donald Trump. He's having a party. If you're Donald Trump, who are you inviting to your parties? The richest people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sure. You're trying to make business transactions. You're trying to, and it's like
that's really what's going on. Is everyone's trying to be more rich than they already are.
Yeah. And like I said, there's some other stuff that I'll bring up in the future once I get a little bit of confirmation on that. Whenever it comes to Epstein and kind of some of his business dealings and stuff like that. But I want to take the time to make sure that all of that stuff is real before we start talking about it. So yeah, I guess that's all we have today. It's
we're at an hour.
Yeah, it's been a busy week whenever it comes to news and stuff like that I wanted to cover. There is still stuff that I wasn't able to cover. There's a lot of stuff that I want to look up that that I haven't had the time or chance to confirm yet.
Shoot.
There's also a lot of content that I consume that I'm really excited about that's come out recently. So, one of the things that we're trying not to do here is talk about a lot of the stuff that other podcasts are talking about. One, we don't want to be a podcast that just rips off other people's
that's about other podcasts
stuff. And also, we don't want any of the information that we're giving you to just be repetitive. So that's one of the reasons we didn't go deep into the alien thing right now. There have been a lot of podcasts talking about that stuff, and maybe it's something that we'll talk about in the future. But for me personally, I do find stuff like that fascinating. I just like to have better confirmation, especially what's going on now with the media and the distrust that I personally have in our government and stuff like that. And especially whenever it comes to UFO, it's like military branches are confirming this stuff, and I'm not into it. I'm not into it. I don't know if I believe it yet. I don't know.
I mean, I believe for sure that they're seeing something. I mean, like how think about like how much even drone technology is a thing. Like
for sure.
The reality that it could be something flying in the air, super possible. Yeah. Could it be?
I'm just
like
saying
what it could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's aliens, but
some of the stuff that they're claiming to say, especially like the Navy, like, oh, we're seeing stuff. Just don't wreck into it. Like that would never be the approach. Like that's why it seems weird to me, and so I don't want to dig deep into any of that stuff until.
And it could just be, so it could be that the Navy sees something and then they get orders to not interfere with it because it is something of ours, but they're not allowed to know like what it is. Like that's the most realistic thing to me is like, I mean, if with the government, like there's always a certain degree of like, okay, how much are you allowed to know?
Yeah, but the government's good about like letting other branches of the government know, hey, this is something that you just can't know about. And then it's no questions asked most of the time. From the end of the government is telling that. Why would they not just say that? And then they can just assume this is some type of weapons technology or vehicle technology or whatever that we're not. It's, it's above our pay grade. I don't know. We'll talk about it maybe at some point, just not right now. So that is someone vacuuming, and that is going to be our sign off. You can follow me on Twitter at TBAT Quinn. You can follow Skinny Rick on Twitter at TBAT Skinny Rick. That's SKINERICK. And Skinny Rick's about to hit us with the fortune cookie.
I had one yesterday.
Dude.
I'm not good at this.
You're slacking, dude.
I am slacking. Never trust your cousin on a road trip with your wife.
There it is. Not sure what that's about. It sounds like something from personal experience.
Yeah.
The personal experiences of Skinny Rick, but I don't want to know. So, everybody have a good week. We'll catch y'all next time.
On Halloween.
Halloweener.
Goodbye.